Hello, citizens. Welcome to the newest addition to the Perch Network, Pow Bang Cast, or Pow Bang Podcast, whatever you want to call it. I'm your host, Peyton, aka the Panel Protector, aka the defender of all superhero and comic book related media. And I am here with your other host, the villainous, the maniacal
Dr. Shadow. Pleased to meet you.
Excellent intro there. All right, so this is a typical comic book superhero movie, TV, video game, whatever that's comic book and superhero related, we'll talk about it. And we're pretty excited because we have a good topic today. The much anticipated, and when I say much anticipated, I mean much anticipated, Zack Snyder's Justice League, aka the Snyder Cut. And I'm telling you, we got a lot to look forward to that. But first, we want to give a little introduction to ourselves because we want you to know us and get to know, what we like. So yeah, just talk to us, like we're your friends. So without being due, Alan, what was your first introduction to comic book superheroes? Oh, I'm sorry. What was your name again?
With all due respect, it was Dr. Shadow.
I knew that. Okay. Mr. Shadow, can you please continue?
Doctor, I love the titles.
Okay, Mr. Shadow.
Very well then. Basically, as we talked before, like my introduction to the superhero genre in general was, two things. One was the Tim Burton's Batman 1989 movie. And the second thing was Batman the Animated Series. That basically got me into the superhero genre. But when it comes to this, a comic book, the first one I ever read was in elementary school, and it was called Hulk versus Spider-Man. So basically, when it comes to the comic book and superhero genre, those three were basically my first introductions. First steps, that I did, before I started to become this gigantic, geek and fan of this amazing universe that we have today.
I don't blame you there. My story is kind of similar there. I got introduced through, a few things. One, a few superhero cartoons and whatnot, like Teen Titans and all that good stuff, all that nostalgic goodness. And also the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. That was like the one thing that just like, it had all that wonder to it. And looking back on that now, they are, especially the second one, just a fantastic trilogy and something that cinema and comic book movies like wouldn't be the same without. And as far as me getting into the comic books goes, it's been kind of a little long story, but not long story, but it was kind of a long ride. I got introduced when I was around 6. The Fantastic Four movie came out. My mom and I went to the local grocery store, and she's like, "Hey, Peyton, there's a Fantastic Four comic. You want it?" I'm like, yeah. So I read it. I'm like, oh, holy crap. Like Reed Richards has glasses and, all that cool stuff. And then later down the line, I was kind of going back and forth to like other hobbies and whatnot, superhero cartoons and whatnot. They were kind of in, the background. I get into them. And then when I was 12, the Marvel Cinematic Universe was kind of hyping itself out, and I was kind of like on the edge of like was like getting into like the whole bandwagon, but I still was like in between, the fans. And I went to my first convention. By the way, guess who was there? Stan the Man Lee. And not to brag, but I had to been at least 2 yards away from him. I didn't get to meet him because it was way too expensive, but
How much was it?
I got to see his mustache. So
How
we
much was
talked
it?
about that before, but
How much was the price?
I think like $200, $300 here in the US.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's when I got into comic books, and then kind of that, just like seeing Stan Lee, and I got to learn more about him and whatnot, and just it kind of sparked my my love for all things geek. And it's not just that, but it's sparked for Star Wars, which we have the McConkie Chit Chat here on the Perch Network. Please check that out, by the way. We also have I also love animation, movies. I love movies. And yeah, so that's pretty much me. Sorry for the long introduction, but I figure, I babble, I know I was babbling, but this stuff just excites me. So like I love comic books and superheroes and all that stuff. And I'm excited to talk about that and segueing into our topic, Zack Snyder's Justice League. So, Alan, I'm telling you, this has been a big deal for years, like years upon years, and I don't even know what to say about it.
Oh my God. I mean, one thing is like, if people, are not, familiar with social media in general, like since 2017, like when all of us, and I mean all of us, watched the theatrical cut, like we all, could agree that there was like a Frankenstein of a project.
Yeah, exactly. Everything from kind of the mixed humor to the cinematography in there.
Yeah,
it felt a little odd, and considering that we had Joss Whedon, who created probably one of the most infamous comic book movies at the time.
Yeah.
Like, come in. By the way, Joss Whedon is a completely different story, but I mean, I do have to admit he made some really good stuff. And even though I look back on Age of Ultron now, and I'm not the biggest fan of that movie, I still really liked it. And well, I loved it at the time, and I still like it now. But
yeah, sure. I mean, like, the project first started, like since the ending of Batman v Superman, Zack Snyder, was already signed, to do a Justice League movie, which back then, it was actually revealed he was planning to do, Justice League 1, 2, and 3 at the time. And basically, he wanted to, in his own personal vision, he wanted to start basically a DC cinematic universe as today we know it, the DC extended universe, and basically, through him, try to compete with, with Marvel. But unfortunately, like with the Batman v Superman, criticism, which is a totally different story. Like basically Warner Bros. Was kind of worried, that they will, they will not screw up the same way we with Justice League. So basically, Zack Snyder was doing it, but even during the production, he like I've seen for interviews that he said he had conflicts with the Warner Bros. With some of the things he wanted to bring in it, and basically, through the production, he had Zack Snyder, unfortunately, he had a tragic death in his family, so I mean, God rest his daughter's soul, and, I'm really like he can have, like he has my condolences, for this tragic thing that happened, so basically through that he abandoned the project, and basically, they brought, like you said, Joss Whedon, to finish it. But the crazy thing is that, at first they said, oh, Joss Whedon, he will just simply bring a little bit of humor, make some touches to here and there. No, like he swapped everything. I will say this, basically maybe 15 or 20% wasn't there when it comes to Zack Snyder's vision. Like all their things were just simply Joss Whedon. And you can tell from the humor, the reshoots, the color, like the CGI, you can definitely feel this is more of a Joss Whedon Justice League than Zack Snyder, But I will say one thing, and I know people who see this podcast will kill me, will hang me, will shoot me, strangle me. But I'm one of the rarest people who liked, and I'm still sticking to that, Steppenwolf's design. I don't care.
We talk about it all the time, and he's a bigger DC fan than I can ever be. I'm definitely getting more into the content when it comes to it. But I saw Steppenwolf's original design, and I see where Alan is coming from on that. But I gotta admit, the Snyder Cut has a really cool design.
Look, I will tell you this. And this is really a long shot, but if Zack Snyder or Deborah Snyder see our podcast, I will say right now, with all due respect, if I didn't like your version of Steppenwolf, doesn't mean I hate the movie, because it's just about a design thing, not the character thing, because I will tell you this, the way how Zack Snyder treated Steppenwolf's character in this movie, I'm telling you right now, it made me forget my disagreement with the design, like that, the way how Steppenwolf's journey was in Zack Snyder's version, it was way better than what Joss Whedon was trying to do with him, way better, because let me give you a little example, and I believe you will know as well, Captain Panel, that basically, okay, so the theatrical version, Steppenwolf just simply magically appears, and basically he takes $1. He appears in Atlantis, boom, boom, he takes $1. And then I will admit, the most ridiculous thing they've done, while they were fighting Superman, when he was resurrected.
Well, by the way, I just want to lay this out here, but you probably knew that, and we'll make sure we put this in the description below. There will be major spoilers, not just for the Zack Snyder's Justice League, but for the original Justice League that got theatrically released. So if you have not watched it, please go and watch it, and then come back here. Trust us.
Yeah, trust us, because believe me, Zack Snyder's Justice League is not something you should watch. It is something you should experience.
Mm-hmm.
Because it really is and I will tell you right now, everyone who's complaining about the 4-hour thing, trust me, if you're invested in the movie, it will go by you like that.
Yeah,
trust
exactly.
Me. It'll feel more like 2 hours.
Yeah. But Alan, so that being said, with all that stuff, overall, what you think?
Well, the theatrical cut, my verdict. But when it, I'm just kidding. But I'll get to that in a second. But I was trying to say, if you remember when they were fighting Superman, Steppenwolf just simply appeared into the lab, in the Star Labs, and basically off he goes. He takes the box, and basically they're looking at they're looking upstairs, and Steppenwolf took the box. Damn it! I was like, what? I was like, like no combat, but in this movie, he actually has a journey, like a actual character arc journey, and you actually see, how he's trying to get the boxes, So that's one thing I would say, which is a big positive when it comes to this version of Steppenwolf. Anyway, back to your question, what do I think of Zack Snyder's Justice League?
Yes.
I'm telling you right now, it is a massive experience, that I can tell you. But also, I will tell you this, and I don't care what people think, but I believe that, like, this, for me, which for a lot of people as well, this has to be the best D6 universe movie I've ever seen. I mean, like, this movie, really, I'm not bragging, I'm not overdoing it. Like, this movie is not only one of the best, or maybe the best movie that Zack Snyder ever did, but also it is like personally, I think it's one of the best superhero movies ever made. Now, this could be, not for you, panel, this could be debatable, but for me personally, it is one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen. And like when I saw the movie with my friend, I was like, we were literally applauding, for what Zack Snyder did, because it was totally worth it. I'm gonna say right now, his daughter would have been proud of him, definitely, because this movie was definitely made for her. And like, I was like, so overall, like, it was just, I just cannot just praise it enough. It's an amazing storytelling, action-packed superhero journey and team up I've ever seen. So overall, loved it in general.
Yeah. By the way, great thoughts there. I love your enthusiasm for that, honestly. So yeah, like I've said before, I was not a big fan of this idea for the Snyder cut. One, I didn't think it existed, because everybody's like, well, there has to be a lost cut of the Snyder cut somewhere. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And like, you weren't like too excited about it either when we first talked about it. And I was perfectly okay with the Justice League that we got. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, and I didn't watch it after that, but I mean, I didn't really hate it either. There was a lot of times where I'm like, oh, cool, that's Green Lantern. Oh, cool, that's Stroke. He's talking to Lex Luthor. I mean, yeah, that's pretty cool. But as the hype was going around, I'm like, okay, this looks pretty good. And I was watching it. I was gonna watch it with a friend, but I'm like, you know what? I'm too excited. I'm gonna watch it. And I watched it, with a few breaks there and there. But I watched the whole thing, and I gotta say, it was pretty dang beautiful, if I will say that. To start it off, the one thing that I will give a major applause to Zack Snyder on it is the cinematography. As a film nerd, I just gotta say, I love how it looks, just the depth of it just makes me just get emotional, just the depth of like how it looks. But the 4:3 aspect ratio, it actually looks like a real cinematic experience. And I gotta say, as far as actual comic book movies goes, this is probably one of the most gorgeous ones I have ever seen. Just
True.
the other thing that I will give major applause to, not only I will say about the action, but the music towards it, especially with Wonder Woman's theme. And that theme is absolutely gorgeous. All the Amazon theme, yeah, it's just like it gets me emotional every time. And I think I've had the scene, like that scene with Wonder Woman, like 5 times, because not only like I really liked it in the Joss Whedon cut, but seeing this here in its full glory, everything from the uh from the takeover to Wonder Woman, to all the action to that end with the little girl. Like that was just, by the way, that little scene in itself was just absolutely beautiful. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that scene was just incredible in general. And there's a lot of other scenes and whatnot. And there is a running joke with this. There's a lot of slow-mo in this movie though.
Yeah.
I saw that that it's like, I think it's 8% of the movie, which would be like 23 minutes like of just slow-mo. And you know what? Now I want a slow-mo cut of the Snyder cut. I'm telling you, because that slow-mo is legitimately beautiful. I will tell you, just like, go ahead.
The thing I will tell you, like the thing about Zack Snyder when it comes to his slow motion, like moments, not simply in Justice League, but also like in his movies in general, like his slow motion moments are not like there to simply drop in, like they're really well earned. They're really well earned, and they make and they build this and they basically make some like particular moments memorable and at the same time like really symbolic and amazing. And just can I say one thing?
Go ahead.
What you said at first about the Snyder Cut thing?
Yeah.
One thing. Brace yourself. That's the one thing I will tell you. But oh, sorry. Like, do you still have something more to say?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So basically, here's the thing. Let me try to fix what I said, back in the past. I didn't say I was like not interested. Is that, basically what I was trying to say is that I'll be honest with you, like I wasn't part of the movement. Okay?
Yeah.
I wasn't part of the movement.
I clearly wasn't either.
Yeah, I wasn't part of the movement released the Snyder Cut, but basically here's the thing. I wasn't part of it, but I also wasn't against it. Like I was like basically in the gray zone. Like I was like, what, like if this Snyder Cut thing ever happens, I was like, like sure, I'll be interested to see like, Zack Snyder's like full vision, because after everything that he dropped on Twitter and Instagram about like basically the movie, what he was planning to do, I was like, I really want to see, that on the screen. Like basically, literally, I wanted to see his full vision, basically what he was trying to do, so that thing kind of kept me going.
Yeah.
But again, like here's the thing. When it comes to when you said there were no Snyder Cut, that's what you said.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was definitely like some deleted scenes and whatnot, but just like the way that people described it and all these unrealistic expectations of it, I didn't think it was actually real.
But here's the thing. There's a lot of YouTubers who said, there is no Snyder Cut. Snyder Cut doesn't exist. Here's my point of view on it. Here's my point of view. It does exist, but here's my point of view. It does exist and it's there, but it's not finished. That's my point of view on it. I was like, no, I'm not saying it exists, but I'm also not saying it doesn't exist. I'm saying it's still there, but it's not finished. That was basically my overall point of view on that, So again, I'm telling you, I was like always in the gray zone, but I'm telling you right now, like after seeing the movie, I was like, what the hell? I'm gonna be part of the restore the Snyderverse thing.
Yeah, I mean, look, we both talked about this before recording the podcast. I'm not against it. In fact, I think it would be pretty cool, but I'm definitely not enforcing the idea. Whatever happens with the DC movies happens. I am definitely excited. The one thing that I will say that I wish Zack Snyder would be behind, and there have been rumors about this, and I don't know if it's true or not, but doing a Zack Snyder would either direct or produce a Batman miniseries starting Ben Affleck, and I would 100% be behind that.
Here's the thing. Like after Zack Snyder's Justice League, especially with the epilogue, scene, like that Zack Snyder was trying to set up like his own like cinematic universe.
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to simply to set up the nightmare sequence and also the Justice League 2 and 3, because basically what he said was that the Justice League 2 was supposed to happen in the nightmare sequence, and Justice League 3 was basically be the final fight with against Darkseid. That's basically what he said. But here's the thing. I actually like seeing Joe Manganiello's like interview. What was supposed to happen in the Batman like movie, where basically Batman goes against Deathstroke, which of course I would love to see that. Like Ben Affleck's Batman against Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke. I was like, oh my god, like please, I was like, at least please make this happen. Like you said, just make it as an HBO Max like limited series. Like maybe 8 to 10 episodes, and that's it. Period. Like give us that storyline. Because Joe Manganiello said that in that movie, Batgirl was supposed to appear as well.
That would have been amazing. There would definitely be like so many possibilities, and I will say this off the bat. I know there's a lot of people that have been against this casting and have been keep putting it down for years and years. But honestly, I really like Ben Affleck as Batman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they gave him the true potential to be the best Batman that he can be. He is a good actor.
Mm-hmm. But let me tell you this, panel. Captain Panel.
Thank you.
And let me tell you something. After seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League, I was like, like this movie shows you how big of a potential Ben Affleck has as Batman. Like in this movie, like basically, in the Batman v Superman with some, it's kind of like brute, like merciless, vigilante, who's basically angry, especially with Superman and the world, basically, after he said 20 years in Gotham, but in this movie, like basically it shows you why Zack Snyder chose Ben Affleck as Batman. This movie in particular, and the one thing you and I can agree in this one, I hope, Cyborg was way better.
Oh, I know. A lot of people have said this, and I will say it myself. He was the heart of that movie.
He was. Zack Snyder even said that, and after seeing the movie, I was like, I completely understand why he said he was the heart of the movie, and he was like the origin, the overall like journey, the struggle, the relationship with his father. And by the way, I just want to say this: Dr. Silas Stone, his father, in this movie, he was way more big of a badass, and he had his own character journey than he had in the theatrical cut. In this movie, he was amazing. He was amazing. I really loved his relationship with his son, Cyborg.
Oh, I know. It was definitely beautiful, and just and how they just all put that together. I'm telling you, it was probably one of the best character arcs you can have have in the movie. Also, by the way, to tie into that, we have a character. We actually have a few characters that are kind of new to the mix. You want to talk to them about them first, or you want to go down the line and just talk about the characters that we've known before?
Okay. Can we go first with the Justice League, then the villains, and then the other characters? Can we go that path?
Yeah. All right. So we got Batman down, I think. Yeah. We got Cyborg. Flash. Flash is someone I really want to talk about.
the Flash in this movie was like you can see that his role was extended. Like you can like basically, like Zack Snyder said, in this movie he was trying to do introduction to all the new characters, Aquaman, the Flash, and Cyborg. And as we talked about, Cyborg, like he was just simply amazing, and he was the heart of the movie. He really was. And I will tell you even this. Like, like the CGI on him was actually way better than the theatrical cut, way better, way more cleaner and smoother. Also, going to the Flash. Again, it proves why Zack Snyder chose Ezra Miller. Like he was really good, and this time the humor wasn't forced.
Yeah.
It was like going fluently, and every single joke for me personally landed. And the way how Ezra Miller captured him, especially his character journey and his relationship with his own father. I mean, seriously, that scene in prison when he was talking to his father, I mean, like if the Flash's origin, like why his father was in prison.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've seen the show. By the way, I just got to put a quick note on it. I like the first few seasons of The Flash, then it kind of went downhill. I don't know what you think about it.
Honestly, I stopped watching The Flash by accident. I stopped watching it like in the middle of season 4. But honestly, I'm actually starting to go back and basically from continue season 4 all the way to season 7, because since I started, I wanted to finish it.
Yeah, yeah, I get you. I think once in a while I like stop in, kind of like check on it, kind of like an old friend.
Because, and most of all, the one thing I just want to go off the topic a little bit is that the one thing that really gave me I was kind of impressed is that they start to do like they have like an entire season like 20, 19, 23 episodes, but now they divide like into 2 arcs. Like the first half is like one story, the second half is another story, which
it's kind of like anime.
Exactly, and personally, I kind of like that idea.
Yeah.
It makes it way more interesting and less filler episodes.
Yeah, exactly. But back on the Justice League.
And by the way, I will say this: the actor who played the Flash's father is none other than Dr. Manhattan himself.
Really?
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And I will tell you this: he really did a good job as the Flash's father. Like he really did a good job. Although I grew up a little bit more with the Flash's version than this one.
Yeah, exactly. But after seeing Ezra Miller back as the Flash and seeing what they can do, I'm just telling you, I want to see I know this movie has been in production, like a production nightmare for years now, but whatever they can do with it. I know they have a director with Amy Muschietti now, and I know it's supposed to be like some type of Flashpoint and Batfleck I call him Batfleck just for the heck of it. No disrespect. I just love the name Batfleck.
Trust me, everyone is calling for that.
Yeah, but Ben Affleck, Michael Keaton, they're also Supergirl, which was interesting there, and but I'm definitely looking forward to that and just seeing what they do.
And by the way, I just want to say this. By the way, that scene when it comes to the Flash that they cut out with Iris West. That scene was beautiful.
Oh, it was like everything from the window shattering to all of Ezra's bantering. By the way, they shouldn't have cut out that scene. Like,
I know, right?
Like even if it was a little bit, even if the movie wasn't a little bit longer, I think it would have given more depth to Barry.
Exactly.
Than just having to draw on somebody's face and
I mean, like
in jail.
Yeah, I mean, like, I will tell you this. When it comes to the Flash, I am so glad that like slowly running scene and watching Superman, I was so glad that was Zack Snyder's vision. I was so glad because that part was like, I'm hoping it's not cut off. I'm hoping it's Zack Snyder's vision. I'm hoping
Yeah, I was hoping that too. There was a few things like that. By the way, can we just both be happy that we do not have to see Henry Cavill's CGI mustache? I'm telling you, I was watching that in the theater. I was so freaked out.
Here's the thing.
His mustache.
Okay. Can I say one thing? Can we keep that for Superman topic?
Okay.
Okay. Let's concentrate more on the others. Okay. So let me just see the Flash. I mean, basically, like I said, most of the things really, stay that way. And also, there's one more thing. I was really happy that stayed. That was actually Zack Snyder's work. Is
What?
Basically when the Flash asks Bruce Wayne, like, what's your superpower again? And he says, I'm rich. And I was like, thank you. I was like, oh my God, I'm so thankful that was Zack Snyder and not Joss Whedon, because that was one of the humor type that I really liked. I was really, afraid, because again, can we both agree that no matter if the story was the same, that this feels like a totally different movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one thing. Oh, and by the way, the one thing that kind of, also it's some exciting news that the actress who played Iris West in Zack Snyder's Justice League is also going to come back to the Flash movie.
Yeah, I did hear that. I'm really glad. I really like Kersey Glenn.
Yeah. Let me see. Also, like I said, all the jokes landed, and again, I'm a big fan of his suit. I'm really a fan of his suit. And,
I love that suit.
Yeah, and I would say that's the joke in the graveyard when he's like, so, what about Wonder Woman? Like, is she for a younger man and all that? Like, do you think they have any chance? And Cyborg, like, coldly as hell, he was like, she's 5,000 years old. Oh well, like she would be like his great grandmother more than a lover. But I really like that joke. That part, and also, come on, when he smashed into Aquaman, and Aquaman is like, and he's like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, that part was so funny. Like, I was like, oh my God. And can we just simply say that peace death has stones when it comes to the Flash? That time travel thing at the end, that was beautiful. Not just simply the overall concept when it comes to the character, but the overall cinematography and the effects, and it was just simply beautiful. And that time travel thing, because he did say he's got to break his number one rule, and that's basically go back in time, and he had to do it. And the way how they basically were preparing us for this, I was like, like that scene was just simply outstanding. Like, don't you agree?
Oh, I know. It was definitely beautiful. Definitely. I will say that there.
Yeah. Okay.
Either Aquaman or Wonder Woman. Who do you want?
Okay, let's go. Let's go first Wonder Woman. Like, if you don't mind.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Like I said before, with her score, and well, nothing has really changed with Wonder Woman because she was probably one of my favorite characters in the last Justice League movie. And I wasn't the biggest fan of 84, but I mean, I will tell you that Gal Gadot definitely makes Wonder Woman Wonder Woman.
Like, I would say this: my first ever introduction to Gal Gadot was in Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
My first ever introduction, and I would say this: at first, I was like, her as Wonder Woman. I was really curious, like, is she like fit for the role or not? The same thing I had with Ben Affleck. Same thing, in Batman v Superman. And and when I saw her as Wonder Woman, and especially in this movie, like, she was born to play this role. Like, she is Wonder Woman. And again, that bank sequence with those terrorists, like, first and foremost, the scene was extended. that scene was way longer, and the way how she was like, bam, bam, like, you know, like moving those bullets, I was like, wow. I was like, you know, like, just so amazing. And by the way, this Wonder Woman has no mercy. Like, you know, she like she literally threw a guy straight to the wall, and you can even see the blood stain like on the wall.
Oh,
Like
I
she
know.
literally killed him. You know, like,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna tell you this, like, just like every single character, you know, like Batman, you know, he had his own journey, especially, you know, with like, you know, basically, you know, being inspired by Superman, and basically, you know, like trying to bring back his old ways, you know, when he was more merciful, we'll just put it that way, you know, like basically Superman opened his eyes, you know, to the world and his sense of justice, you know. So Batman has his own journey, but Wonder Woman also in this movie had their own journey as well, you know, and you know, and like just simply everything landed perfectly. Just a little small thing. I really liked her relationship with Alfred in that scene, you know, the way how to make tea. Like
Yeah.
I like that sequence. It was kind of, you know, funny, but also at the same time cute.
Yeah, it was. And there's just this running joke with him and the tea. And it definitely was nice to see those little interactions and whatnot.
Yeah, I agree. And also, by the way, the one thing that made me way more better is that, you know, and we're gonna talk about that part like in a moment, but you know, after Aquaman, but the history lesson scene, like okay, so in the theatrical cut, she just simply knew this out of nowhere, you know. In this movie, which kind of give me like that sequence kind of give me like Indiana Jones Tomb Raider vibe. Like when she basically were inside the temple after receiving the flaming arrow, and basically she was discovering the secret step by step, you know. And oh my god, I will tell you this: that wall picture of Darkseid, like it gave me the creeps. Like that was really scary, you know. Like
Yeah.
that look, you know, and you can see in her eyes that she was terrified when she saw him, you know. And so basically, like, you know, through that, you know how she knew the history lesson, you know, how she knew what happened, because she,
Yeah.
you know, she found out by herself, you know. So overall, she also had her own journey, and I would say right away, her journey in this movie was way more clearer than in the actual cut, you know. And every single relationship and moment that she had in this movie with either Batman or Alfred or Cyborg, it felt natural and way more better. And I will tell you this: when Bruce Wayne and her touched the mouse at the same time, I'm just telling you, it brought me back some Justice League animated series memories.
Yeah.
How about you?
Um yeah, like I said, there's not really much more to say about Wonder Woman other than she was freaking cool, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, and like I said, just the action with her, and especially like her taking like charge, like in the group and whatnot. I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, absolutely great.
Oh yeah. So shall we move to the Sea King himself? Yes. By the way, I just want to say this: if anyone is listening to this, no pun intended to the Crime Syndicate member, okay? You know, like, because the Crime Syndicate Aquaman is literally called the Sea King. You know, so no pun intended to that villainous character. Anyway, Aquaman. I will tell you this: in this version, Aquaman was like this very stoic, you know, like on the road guy, you know, like doing whatever the hell he wants, you know, stubborn, and like, you know, he didn't give a shit about a lot of things, like, you know, cocky in some capacity, you know. So I will tell you this: I kind of miss a little bit of his kind of like funny sequences, you know,
Yeah,
when
that's probably one of my downsides with this movie is that I feel like Aquaman, and no offense to anybody kind of work, even though, you know, the Whedon cut wasn't the best.
No.
He actually had stuff. I felt like he actually had stuff to do in that,
Can we
opposed to
both
this
agree?
where he just looked badass.
Yeah, like in this movie, don't get me wrong. Jason Momoa did a really great job in this movie. Like he like his Aquaman was still badass and great, especially his character journey, you know. And also, we can both agree that especially with the scenes that were cut off, and I was so pissed like why they were cut off. You know, with Volko and Mera, you know, like there were some scenes that were cut off, especially with Volko, because that scene with Volko for me, and by the way, you know, played by Willem Dafoe, that scene, I was like, why the hell did it cut off? Because that scene connects him with the Aquaman movie that we saw.
Yeah.
The Ocean Master thing, you know, like I was like, why the hell did they cut off that scene? You know, because it was really, really good, you know, and very important when it comes to the Aquaman's journey.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry if I'm interrupting. I just want to say one more thing before I but the one thing that this movie does, that it's kind of a little bit disappointing. It kind of takes, well, I mean, I know this is kind of in its own canon, but it kind of gets rid of like the canon of like the other movies, and like Aquaman in particular, because one, Falco, like you said, and as well as Mera, who spontaneously has an English accent in this.
Yeah, one thing we can both agree, like with all due respect, that is very little that I have for Amber Heard, like with all due respect, like her British accent is not that good.
It's kind of terrible.
You know, I mean, like, you know, like I don't know how to describe it. I really don't, you know, because you know, I'm not gonna say, oh, like, oh, she sucks. Like, no, like I'm just saying that it's not that good. You know, it's like basically the way how she talked, it basically sounded like, you know, like she was trying, like, you know, with all her strength, like, you know, she was going on with full force with the British accent, you know, which basically instead she had to be like, you know, more, you know, like more softer, like more relaxed, you know, British accent, you know, but like in this version you can definitely see she went like full force on it.
Yeah.
You know. So that part, so I could, but try to remind me, in Aquaman, she didn't have the British accent, right?
No, it was flat out American.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was like odd. I was like, huh? Because when I saw the Zack Snyder Justice League, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, what the hell is this British accent? You know, because in Aquaman, I don't remember she was talking British. You know, I was like, what the hell? So I was like, oh, like so, like I was like, what the hell is happening? Like what the hell is that? You know, and like, you know, and I know maybe, you know, Zack Snyder was trying to do that at first. You know, maybe she was trying to do that at first, you know, but then later on, you know, it was like, maybe that's bad. You know.
I do want to add something though. This has to do with Aquaman, but not so much the character. But when he goes into the scene and those ladies, is that an actual like folk song that they sing?
I did my research, and by the way, I just want to say this. You know, like the style of the singing reminds me of a traditional style of singing that we have here in Croatia, especially in the Eastern province. Just want to say that, you know. But anyway, I actually did some research, and there's actually a song that is actually like that song was not like written for the movie. It actually exists. At least the research I had.
Whatever it was, I am telling you, that was a gorgeous scene. Like it, like I said before, with all this, like I think this movie, even though everybody kind of hates the slow moments, the comparison I keep getting to what this movie and what Zack Snyder wanted to be with it was the Lord of the Rings. Where the Lord of the Rings, it takes his time and it kind of soaks up the essence of the beauty of these movies, of the moment and whatnot. And that's kind of what that scene in particular and a bunch of other scenes and whatnot do.
I will tell you one thing. Zack Snyder in an interview compared this movie to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. See, he was comparing it, and after watching, I was like, damn, he's so right. He's so right. And one more thing, I just want to tell you. I mean, come on, even the theatrical cut was bad. Like, we can both agree. That scene with Aquaman and the Lasso of Truth was hilarious.
I don't remember it that much.
When he was talking, basically he was sitting on the Lasso of Truth, and basically was saying like, you might work with the enemy. You're kind of stupid. And he was talking to Wonder Woman. He was like, oh, man, you're gorgeous. And he was like talking about like, he was afraid of dying, and he was talking so many other things. And Wonder Woman and Batman were like, you're sitting on the Lasso of Truth, and he's like he froze it at Wonder Woman, and she's like, that was very beautiful. And basically, and he was moving towards the Flash, and he was like, if you tell this to anybody, every single piranha will be after you. And he's like, I have no idea what just happened. So I will tell you this, like, that scene was really hilarious, So, and I'll be honest, like, that was the kind of thing I was kind of missing with Aquaman, a little bit of humor, a little bit, because in this version of Zack Snyder, he was playing this kind of like, tough on the street guy, this kind of like a street thug, and which is fine, but like that. I will tell you this is between you and me, like, and everybody.
And the podcast, yeah.
Exactly. I prefer this Aquaman than the one in the comics. That's just me.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've seen and read some stuff, and you're definitely right, because I don't really know where you can go much with. I mean, don't get me wrong, Aquaman, his power set now has greatly improved, and he can definitely take you on a battle. But as far as actual character development goes,
so yeah, I mean, but overall, like I said, everything we got with Aquaman, like from the action, I mean, like that sequence that he had with Steppenwolf in Atlantis was like really, really good. It was a really great action sequence. So overall, like I said, for what Zack Snyder's vision was for Aquaman, I really enjoyed it. Even though, like I said, I would prefer if we had a little bit of humor in him, but overall, what we got, I was still satisfied. And for me personally, Jason Momoa did an amazing job as Aquaman.
Definitely, and I just want to say this, my man.
And I will add something with you. All right. Yeah. Also, I just want to jump to one character very quickly now, because he's a supporting character, but like not that big one. But man, Alfred had way more to do in this movie as well.
Yeah.
And I will say it again. I know people prefer Michael Caine as Alfred, but Jeremy Irons as Alfred, when I saw him Batman v Superman, I was like, oh my god, like this is the Alfred from the comics. Like this is the Alfred, with experience, being cocky and like a little bit, like having this kind of like MI6 personality, like genius when it comes to engineering and all that. Like Jeremy Irons as Alfred, like he was an amazing pick for this role. And what he like in every single issue that he had with the characters and with Batman as well, like he was just simply amazing, And again, I have to mention again the tea scene with Wonder Woman and Alfred, like that part was like just simply like really cute, So overall, I just want to give a shout out like to Jeremy Irons as Alfred. Like he was just simply amazing. And again, I'm pissed of how much they cut off when it comes to him as well. So overall, like he was amazing. What about
I
you?
know. And like I said before, with that rumored HBO Max Batman project, but if they were ever to do another project with Batman, Ben Affleck Batman, I say give as much like screen time to Jeremy Irons as he possibly can.
Because I'm telling you, if you offer Jeremy Irons and saying like, oh, if we want you to play Alfred again, I'm telling you, I believe Jeremy Irons will say yes. And I'm telling you, like, I mean, I'm with you. I would really love to see a Batman story, even one, with just simply Batman and Alfred together.
Yeah, and
with
just kind of their father-son type relationship there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But again, like, I would really love to see that. And I'm just gonna say this, like, here's hoping that maybe we could have at least a limited series with Ben Affleck and Jeremy Irons. I'm just hoping.
Yeah, that I'm telling you, that would be amazing. By the way, speaking of Batman-related characters, we have Commissioner Gordon, played by J.K. Simmons, who didn't have much of a role in the last one, and unfortunately, not much in this one, other than maybe one scene that could tell you the potential of what Commissioner Gordon could have been like.
And honestly, I would tell you right now, like J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon, like the very first time they announced it, I was like, hell yes.
Yeah.
He is a great Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, well, J.K. Simmons honestly is great whatever he's in, because you can tell. By the way, pretty soon, once all the episodes come out, we're debating on this, but we're going to be talking about Invincible, which has been my most anticipated comic book TV show for a while. By the way, J.K. Simmons is in it. He's great. So look forward to that. But yeah, like I said, he's great in everything he does.
Yeah. Can I make one more promotion for Invincible?
Go ahead.
Thank you. Guys, I'm telling you, anyone who is watching our podcast, like I'm telling you, give the first 3 episodes, and tomorrow 4 episodes will be out. And I'm telling you right now, give this show a chance.
Yes.
Just like the comic books, because just like Captain Panel, even I read all the issues. I know the entire story. I know all the characters, and trust me, the way how Robert Kirkman and the crew brought this story to life, it was just simply beautiful. And I'm telling everyone, give Invincible a chance and see it, because trust me, you won't be disappointed and you won't regret it.
Exactly. Alan has read all of it. I'm on my journey to read all 144 issues. I'm nine volumes in so far, which is pretty impressive if I say that myself. I'm not bragging, but I mean, considering, that there is a lot of volumes to go off. I mean, I'm pretty sure 9 volumes, but I'm telling you, it's a beautiful, it's honestly beautiful with its story, and very violent and whatnot. And I know we completely went off topic when we're not even talking about the Snyder Cut now, but this is just how excited we are to talk about this show. So I hope any Invincible fans, I'm coining that phrase, by the way, Invincible fans.
Fair enough. And also, by the way, a little promotion doesn't hurt.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, it's not exactly a criminally underrated series, but it definitely deserves more credit than it deserved.
Exactly. So back into the Snyder Cut. I agree with you. J.K. Simmons doesn't have much to do as Commissioner Gordon. I mean, like, just like in this movie, even the theatrical cut, like both the versions, like he didn't have too much to do, which again is completely fine. He's completely fine, but still for me, J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon, he was still a presence for me personally. And I'm telling you, if they make a limited series about Ben Affleck as Batman, I'm really hoping J.K. Simmons will be back.
And I'm pretty sure he will be. And I'm telling you, if he does, I mean, if he would also come back to do Spider-Man 3 as J. Jonah Jameson, I'm telling you, he would have a heck of a filmography for that time period.
So now that we did this, are we gonna go to the Team Apocalypse?
We haven't talked much about Superman, actually.
Holy shit! Like how the hell did I forget that?
I think we were saving the best for last.
Yeah, when it comes to the Justice League members, yeah. Okay, like just like in the theatrical cut, like in this version, Superman, doesn't have much screen time, in this movie, But what I would say is when after they resurrected him, when he's there, he's there. And oh my God, like in this version, he was way better than what it was in the theatrical cut, because as you mentioned before, because now we can talk about it. As you mentioned before, the invisible mustache fiasco.
I'm telling you though, even if they were, because Henry Cavill had a contractual obligation when Joss Whedon was filming for when
Mission Impossible.
Yeah, the Mission Impossible movie. And I'm telling you though, if they gave like Superman a full beard, and then had maybe long hair, that would have been amazing.
Yeah, and by the way, Zack Snyder actually was thinking of bringing Superman back with longer hair.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah, he was bringing giving a little bit of a bless you.
Thank you.
He was actually thinking giving a little bit of a beard, and longer hair. But I don't know if it was his own opinion or was with Warner Bros. Struggle, but I don't know. But basically, they basically decided in the end to bring his original haircut, back instead of longer hair. But I will tell you this. Here's the thing. A lot of people were literally talking trash about the mustache thing. And I will tell you right now, I didn't mind it. Okay, I didn't mind it, even though personally, because I'm not stupid, I'm not blind. I can see they were trying to remove the mustache.
It was scary. It was scary.
I'm not gonna say scary. It was stupid, but every single plonka would see that he has a mustache here. Do you know the first scene with the recording thing, the kid asking questions?
By the way, I just gotta add with that scene, honestly, it was honestly very heartwarming in a way.
No. Here's the thing. I had no problem with that scene. I really had no problem with that at all. The only problem I had was the mustache thing,
Well,
because
yeah.
In that scene, out of all of them, in that scene, you can really notice the space that was between his lips and his nose. You can definitely feel oh, there's a mustache there, 100%. And I will say this, there were some scenes where you can see the mustache, but I will say this. The scene where he says, "Do you bleed?" to Batman? Okay. A lot of people were making memes of that scene when you see that face, but honestly, I was that was one of the parts that I was it's not that bad, it's not that bad, but again, In this movie, there are no mustache things. You know, like there is no mustache. Like that is actually Henry Cavill in his Superman prime. And I will tell you this. I will tell you this. The scene when he was walking towards Batman and he was like blasting with his laser beams. I will tell you right now, it worked way better without I know you. You won't let me live. You won't let me die. Tell me, do you bleed? Like with those two things, without that, it was way perfect, way better. And I will tell you one thing. I'm so happy. There was no that, oh, there's definitely something bleeding. Like that part in the theatrical cut was ridiculous. I was like, first of all, that's something that Batman would never say.
Yeah.
100%. And that
especially
scene,
in the suit.
oh yeah. And also that scene with when Superman came back and punched Steppenwolf, and he was like, you know, well, I know you didn't bring me back because you like me. And Batman's like, I don't like you. I was like, for real. I was like, Joss Whedon, for real? Like you're gonna like I know you're trying to mimic the Justice League animated series version, but this is ridiculous. Like you know, like even that version would never say a thing like that. You know, and you know, but I will say this: when he showed up in front of Steppenwolf in this version, and he's like not impressed, and he's like he frozen that the Electro axe that of Steppenwolf. I will tell you this: the line worked way better in the theatrical cut when he said, "I believe in truth, but I'm also a big fan of justice." Bang! Like that. That quote worked way for me. Works way better than I'm not impressed. Just saying. Just saying. I know that there's going to be a lot of people who are going to kill me, but just saying. I believe in truth. I'm also a big fan of justice. For me, sounded way better than not impressed. What about you?
Yeah,
That's all.
pretty much. I don't know what to say.
Okay. And also, I would say this about Superman. Every single scene with Lois Lane and his struggle to basically to come back with all the memories and everything, you know, like it worked way better in this movie, in the theatrical cut. Way, 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 way better. And his like reunion with Martha Kent was actually way better realized. And I will even tell you this: like that scene when he was walking in the inside the ship, and you see like all the suits, the voices of like Jor-El and like Ben, like basically Russell Crowe and like Kevin Costner, like those two basically who were like the two fathers that he had. And hearing all the quotes from Man of Steel combined with them together alongside Superman, like, you know, going around the corridor and finding the black suit, like it was just simply beautiful. That scene for me was emotional with those two talking, like
Yeah.
in his head, like that was really beautiful. And I will tell you this, the black suit thing was actually well earned. And I will tell you this, he looks really good in black.
He does, definitely. I'm not sure if there was like much of an explanation for him just wearing the black suit other than it was in the comics.
Well, in the comics, oh my God, I really don't quite remember the why he had a black suit. That part I actually don't quite remember because I didn't read that part of the comic book for a long time. But you know, but I do know, you know, Zack Snyder brought it up, you know, because of the death of Superman, you know, storyline in the comic books. I know that he brought that up, you know, but also, if I remember correctly, every single suit in Man of Steel, like, you know, when you see the Kryptonians, every single suit they wear was black. So maybe that had to do with that. I don't know.
I don't know. I know Jor-El's suit from
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel was blue.
That's true. That is true as well. That is true. You know, But seriously, I want to ask you, what did you thought of that, scene when basically, you hear the voices of Jor-El and, Kent? What did you thought of that
Like
scene?
you said, I definitely was emotional. I was looking at just like the details and whatnot. I was just like looking at all the suits and whatnot. They're nice suits. I gotta say that.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say those Kryptonians. They got a good tailor though. They need to tip that tailor well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you know the scene? And I will tell you this: the scene, the way how they resurrected him, actually worked way better in this one. Way better.
Yeah,
And I really love that touch. What?
makes more sense.
Yeah, makes way more sense. And I will tell you this: I really, really love that touch when Cyborg like touched the button, and basically he saw a glimpse of the future, where basically like Darkseid killed all the Justice League members, and basically you see Superman like holding this like corpse, more precisely this skeleton, and I assume that's Lois Lane. I assume that's Lois Lane, and he's like in tears. He's like broken, and basically Darkseid comes in. He puts his hand, and basically I believe the way how his reaction was, I believe that was Darkseid when he had the anti-life equation. I believe that's actually when he already got it, and basically after that, boom, the Earth apocalypse is born. Like with everyone dead.
Oh, by the way, there was an Easter egg there. Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, it was pretty much an Easter egg.
Kill me if I'm wrong, but that was Killwatt.
It was a Green Lantern, yeah.
I think that was Killwatt.
If it was, that would be amazing.
And which this kind of proves that the Green Lanterns are out there.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, there was an interview actually that Snyder actually, and by the way, we both talked about this. There was like some leaks and whatnot. We both were figuring that Green Lantern would majorly show up in this, which I was kind of disappointed because and I know like it was 4 hours, so you think that they wouldn't at least have a Green Lantern cameo other than an Easter egg.
Yeah, and there were also rumors that Zack Snyder will actually wanted to bring Ryan Reynolds back as Hal Jordan. Just saying.
Yeah, I would have liked Jon Stewart better, but I mean,
I will tell you this: I'm even though Hal Jordan is like the original, well, the most famous Green Lantern out of all of them, but I will agree with you, Jon Stewart, because especially I love this his Green Lantern, especially through the Justice League animated series. Because I will tell you this: of all the Green Lanterns, Jon Stewart was the first one I was introduced. The first one.
Yeah.
Through the animated series and through Justice League Unlimited. And through that, I started to love him way more than Hal Jordan. Way more. And I will tell you this, if, for example, if Zack Snyder decided to, instead of going with Hal Jordan, to go with Stewart as the Green Lantern, honestly, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind at all.
Well, they were gonna do I'm pretty sure this is scrapped out completely, but it was announced for 2020 when they were announcing all the upcoming DCEU projects, the Green Lantern Corps.
Yes.
Yeah, it would have been pretty interesting to have because I heard that they were gonna do like maybe like a buddy cop with Jordan and Stewart.
Yeah, I mean, like that would be also pretty awesome to see.
Yeah.
That would be really interesting to see. Because in the comic books they did team up a lot of times.
Yeah. What has been cool though? To have like kind of like an older Hal Jordan and kind of have a younger Jon Stewart.
Well, that's kind of difficult because because when Jon Stewart became Green Lantern, if I'm not mistaken, like Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan are very near when it comes to age.
Yeah.
They're very near. So, and I do now. I'm not for sure. When actually John Stewart became a Green Lantern, like was in the same timeline as Hal Jordan, or maybe later. I'm not quite sure about that. But I will tell you this. Basically, if you're gonna get a Green Lantern Corp movie, if we got it, be sure that we will definitely not see just simply Hal Jordan, John Stewart, but we will also see Kilowog, Sinestro, and the other Green Lanterns. Oh my God, what's their name? There are other 3, 4. They're very famous as well.
Like the human ones.
What?
The human ones, like Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner.
Yes. Them. I will tell you. We will definitely see them as well. Definitely. But I will tell you. But anyway, back. I just want to say one funny thing. When he was holding the skeleton. I do believe you also believe that skeleton was Lois Lane. Definitely.
Yeah.
When Darkseid.
No. I changed my mind on that. I know who that skeleton was actually. Mephisto.
Huh?
Mephisto. It's a joke.
Yeah, I know. And also wrong universe.
Yeah. I just wanted to make a joke about the whole Mephisto.
Sure. And by the way, I just want to tell you, when Darkseid unleashes the Omega Beams, I literally screamed. Because it was the very first time we saw him on the big screen, and I was literally like, ah! It was I was so happy when I saw the Omega Beams. And I will tell you this, that vision that Cyborg had, Darkseid killed Wonder Woman, he killed Aquaman, he killed Batman, he killed all of them, and basically Superman, he put his hand on his shoulder and boom, under the anti-life equation control. And when that scene happened with the hand thing, honestly, I was joking with my friend. I was actually making a joke and saying he was crying because there was the body of Lois Lane, what's left of it. And basically Darkseid came and he's like, "Don't worry, Sue. I got you. Don't worry. It's gonna be all right. You're gonna work for me. You're gonna be my new general, and everything's gonna be all right. Don't worry about it." We're making jokes and all that. But overall, okay, let's try to wrap Superman. Basically, again, Henry Cavill for me, it's really hard to say, but Henry Cavill for me is the best Superman we ever had. For me personally, is the best Superman. The second one for me will always be Christopher Reeve. The second one closest will always be Christopher Reeve for me. But for me, Henry Cavill will be my number one. And so the role he had in this movie for me, it was just simply magnificent, really magnificent. So, Oro, what did you think?
I definitely enjoyed Superman in this, and I'm telling you, even though about the J.J. Abrams Superman, I don't know if they're going to be doing the DCEU or they're going to be doing a completely different one or whatnot. But I hope we get to see Cavill more in action because I know he loves that role, and I hope we get to see him in kind of in his optimistic glory. By the way, I just want to say that as far as Superman's going, I think Tyler Hoechlin from Superman and Lois is kind of climbing his way up in the ladder.
True. Because I will tell you this: when he first appeared in Supergirl, and also in the Crisis on Infinite Earths, when he appeared there, honestly, I didn't give a crap about him. But after seeing Superman and Lois episodes, since the premiere, I was like, he's actually looking pretty good as Superman. Like you said, he's climbing the ladder. He's climbing it.
Definitely. And I really like that show.
Yeah, I do. I was pretty intrigued as well. At first I wasn't interested, but after seeing the first episode, I was like, I'm gonna continue watching it. It really looks interesting. So, and also one more thing, because there were rumors actually saying that they were actually gonna do a black Superman, which, by the way, just want to let everyone know who doesn't know that. But in the DC multiverse, there actually is a black Superman.
Yeah, well, there's actually two.
Right, two of them. There are
Yeah,
actually
there's
two of them.
Cal
And
Sod, who was like kind of like a later Kryptonian alien
yeah.
who was kind of hiding, and he was in hiding basically.
Mm-hmm. And who was the second one?
Calvin Harris, who was actually the president of the United States.
Right, right. Yeah, he was the second one. So overall, like I said, Black Superman. I'm just saying, go for it.
I got a choice for, and I'm pretty sure this is everybody else's choice, but I really want to see Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like, I would be also interested to see his version of like Superman. I was really interested to see that. Although I heard some stories that Michael B. Jordan actually, like, it's kind of like on and off in that, because like, first and foremost, if you don't know, like, he's also a comic book fan as well.
Yeah, he's a big comic book and anime fan, especially anime.
Yep, especially anime. And there were some rumors or stories going around that basically he was like twisted, like no, not twisted. He was like going yes and no when it comes to
split. He was split.
Yeah, exactly. He was split in that, because basically, because I remember that there was one story saying that the real Superman should be like Clark Kent, like he's the real Superman, and basically he was kind of either afraid of like getting the shoes or something like that, like like there was something like that. I don't remember quite how the story went, but he was like on and off.
To be honest though, if I would like to see both, like I know we have Ben Affleck in the Snyderverse, and I know we have Robert Pattinson, and if we can, well, I know we have Ben Affleck coming to the Flash movie as well as Robert Pattinson. So if we can see like two Batmans kind of existing, I could definitely see an Elseworld Superman movie, and maybe even like some type of project with Henry Cavill. And I'm telling you,
that's what I was trying to tell you. I would really love to see a like Henry Cavill and Michael B. Jordan as two Kryptonians like together. Like that would be such a cool movie. Such a cool movie.
Definitely. And
anyway,
well, I hope one day, and I don't know if but I hope we get like some type of big multiverse, like, and I'm pretty sure we're getting that with the Flash movie that's coming up. But I would like to see some type of crisis event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So overall, I mean, we can, sorry, like I'm going back to the subject, but so we can both agree that Henry Cavill's Superman, he was still great as always, and his role in this movie was, in person for me, was way more deeper and way more
poetic.
Exactly, poetic, than in the theatrical cut.
Yeah. Exactly.
Although I will tell you this, there's one scene in the theatrical cut when it comes to Superman that I was kind of sad that they that there was actually Joss Whedon, not Zack Snyder, and that was basically because that actually reminded me of a comic book issue, where basically the scene where the Flash and Superman race against each other.
Yeah, I do remember that, and it was honestly it was kind of adorable in a way.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, it reminded me of a comic book issue where there was the exact same thing.
Yeah.
The Flash and Superman were racing each other, and that overall scene, like you said, it was cute and funny. So I kind of missed that scene overall. But well, since we explore the Justice League.
Yeah. Oh, by the way.
Okay.
And we are back. We took a little break, but now we're going to be talking, and we're going to be talking some villains in the Snyder Cut. Oh, yeah. So, kick it off. The main baddie, Steppenwolf.
Oh, yeah. Voice and CGI motion capture by for me personally, one of the most underrated actors that are that of all, like every single generation, and that is Karen Hines. Like I'm telling you, like I told you, I said a few seconds ago, Karen Hines is one of the most underrated actors today. And like this guy has so much talent. And first and foremost, by the way, this movie was actually his first motion capture like CGI role.
Nice.
Yeah. Did you ever saw the movie The Monster or something where basically Liam Neeson was voicing a creature?
I've heard of it, definitely.
Okay, it's because Karen Hines, when he was preparing for the role, he actually asked Liam Neeson for help to
Wow.
kind of explain to him how to work when it comes to the motion capture thing. Because I told you, there was the very first time that he ever did a thing like that, And I'm telling you right now, when Zack Snyder decided to put Karen Hines as Steppenwolf, I'm telling you, he nailed the casting because he was perfect.
Yeah, he definitely. This character definitely was a step up from the theatrical cut. That's for sure.
Definitely. And the one thing I was so happy that they get rid of is that in the theatrical cut, he was always mother, 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 mother this, mother that. Like, yes, mother. Oh, mother. Like, I was like, when I saw the Zack Snyder version, I was like, oh, thank God they removed that, because like seriously, like then when he was saying mother the whole time, I was like, that makes no sense. Like I mean, I do understand the story that in the mother boxes, hold the soul of Hegra, who was basically the mother of Darkseid and basically the sister of Steppenwolf in the comic books. I know that story, but come on, like just simply centering on that and saying mother the whole time, that was just simply stupid, And in this version, Steppenwolf has actually an actual motivation. He has a goal, a journey, like he's doing all of this basically to he's not only doing that to please Darkseid, but also at the same time, as he said, because he wants to come home.
Yeah.
He wants to be with the Darkseid elite again, because there was one scene, because I would say there was actually one kind of like a bummer that we didn't get more, is that, like the reason why Steppenwolf was exiled from Apocalypse, because if you remember, the Zod said, you betrayed your own family. And Steppenwolf, he said, I saw my mistake. I slaughtered those who saw his throne. Like, I was really wondering, like, what kind of struggle that he had, like, what kind of betrayal that he did, like, I was really, that was the one thing that was kind of like a miss, to explore a little bit more,
Yeah, that would have been like very interesting to see.
Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you again, I'm so happy that he's not saying mother, 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 again, like, like, like even like when he was saying like, you're not worthy to touch mother. She's power. Power is the only law. Like even like when he said for Darkseid, like that actually makes way more sense now, And I will tell you this. Like even his own intro, even though the intro is still the same, but like coming from the sky, he enters in Themyscira and finds the first mother box. But not only that, but I will tell you this, like even his quote, the first one he had, like was actually way more better than in the theatrical version. I mean, like, come on, like that line when he said, I come to enlighten you, our darkness, I will bathe in your fear. Like, that's cool. I was like, that's intimidating. Like that's really scary, and and even like the battle with the Amazons was actually way more better. I mean, come on, he was filled with arrows. Like they got him by the leg and the hand, and the guy just literally slaughtered one of them, and he grabbed the Amazon with the horses and basically threw him like overboard.
I'm telling you, Snyder, he did not want. He definitely was not friendly to those horses. By the way, I hope it was just CG.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get like Zack Snyder surely got like a one big tough guy, and basically threw all the horses, he did that for certain, that was real.
Jerry, hey, come throw those horses.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I am not condoning animal cruelty, by the way.
Oh come on, I think come on, I think people know that, you don't need to just explain everything.
That's just what I do. That's just what I do.
I mean, seriously, how much, like every single animal we say was murdered or whatever, and basically say, I'm sorry for this, I'm sorry for that. We got the picture. Yeah. But okay, being sensitive is perfectly fine. But either way, so yeah, again, I highly doubt that there was actually real horses. And besides, no strong man could lift 3-4 horses at once.
That would be cool though.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, but I will say this: it was really badass when they had all the arrows stuck in him, and he's like with his packs, and he's basically just throws all the arrows out of his armor. By the way, I just want to say this: that kind of irritated me. I mean, I like the idea, but it kind of irritated me a little bit because I was gonna, it was gonna throw me away a little bit. It threw me off a little bit. When it was actually his armor, because you notice, because Zack Snyder explained that his armor is actually alive, and when it's either calm or has spikes, it all depends on his mood. It all depends what kind of mood Steppenwolf is, and and usually when he's relaxed, usually you notice the armor was like waves. He was waving most of the time.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of irritating a little bit, because that was literally kind of took me away from the scene. I was like, why is the armor moving so much? Anyway, but I will tell you this: every single scene Steppenwolf was in was really great. It was really good, and I told you, and when Zack Snyder finally shows the motivation and the reason why Steppenwolf is what it is who he is, I kind of felt sorry for him a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
he wants to go home, man.
I mean, what did you thought personally of his motivation?
I don't look. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't really have much thought on it. On it. Period, and just kind of the character of Steppenwolf in general. But I mean, I thought from what I saw and what the comparisons were from the theatrical cut, definitely major improvement there, and seeing all the action scenes, especially the with the Themyscirans. That sequence was amazing.
That sequence was brutal. That sequence was very brutal, and it really shows you that Steppenwolf is a major threat.
Oh, I know.
Someone not to be joked about.
Oh, I know. And once he wants something, he will get it.
But the one thing, I mean, we talked about it early on, but the one thing I really love about it, which is the big difference in this one, is that when he's trying to get the mother boxes, he is literally he literally has a journey of how to get him. He really has a hard time to get him, And I will tell you this, I talked about it before, but the way how he got the third box is really a really great sequence. Not just even when it comes to Cyborg and Silas Stone's, sacrifice when he disintegrated himself, but the overall, when he came down, when he went into the lab, and basically trying to get through, and and basically he was watching the scientist face to face, and he was like, "Give me the mother box." Like even that little scene was like, like you can definitely feel like, he has a hard time to get the last mother box, And by the way, speaking of mother boxes, in this movie, we actually have an explanation of what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the theatrical version, they just simply said like, oh, they're massive weapons who basically creates this unity, and that's it. In this version, and they explain it, I'm not gonna say in every single detail, but in this version, they actually like basically try to explain to us like in a way that we can actually get the idea of what they're doing.
Yeah.
And but here's the thing. When Desaad was saying to Steppenwolf, and by the way, I just want to say this just for the right here in the middle, because this will be very short, the role Desaad had was actually very fit when it comes to, because he was basically like the messenger between Darkseid and Steppenwolf in a way. And even though, I mean, how much are you familiar with Desaad in general?
Barely at all.
Okay, so basically in the comic books, and I think like that's the same thing here. Desaad is basically he's a member of the Darkseid Elite, just like Steppenwolf was. He's a member of the Darkseid Elite, and basically he is not only the advisor, but also he's like the head scientist of the Darkseid Elite, basically. So basically he's like an apocalyptic new god, like mad scientist. That's basically who he is. Even though in this one he looks more like a dark priest than an actual scientist.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this. By the way, I can't remember the actor's name, but the guy who did Desaad, I really like his portrayal of Desaad. Like it fits really perfectly. And I will tell you this: in this version, I actually like more Desaad than the comic book version, because in the comic book version he was this kind of like creepy looking, disfigured priest in a way.
Yeah.
In this one, he was more elegant in a way.
He reminded me like of one of the members of the Black Order.
Right. True.
Yeah. Who I know. Who was the one with kind of like the kind of axe type? Not Ebony Maw. Not.
You mean the Black Dwarf?
Is that what his name is?
Well, that's actually his nickname. His actual name is oh my god, wait. Ebony Maw is the leader. He has the power of his telepathic powers. Then you have Proxima Midnight, who is this, well, in the comics he has a helmet, and this one she has horns, with blue long hair. Then you have Corvus Glaive, who's basically the Green Reaper of the team. You have Supergiant, and you have the Black Dwarf, which is basically the Brute.
Okay, I think it was who's the third one you said?
No, it wasn't Corvus Glaive. Corvus Glaive has a spear. The one
you're talking about.
Yeah. The Look, you mean?
Yeah, the Look.
Okay, yeah. Well, actually, he kind of does look like him a little bit.
Yeah.
But I will tell but again, I can't remember the actor's name. But the guy who did the Desaad, I will tell you, like, the voice and the portrayal, perfect fit. But again, I will tell you this: when Desaad said to Steppenwolf, you still owe the Great One 50,000 more worlds, and I was like, and the face that Steppenwolf had, he was like, he was shocked. And I'll tell you right now, like when I saw that face, I immediately told my friend, that face of Steppenwolf, that expression, is gonna become a meme. I'm telling you, it's gonna become a meme. And I will tell you right now, I was like, me and my friend, we were like, damn, 50,000 worlds. I was like, I would literally be like, Steppenwolf, just find yourself an island on Earth and just simply be on a long retirement.
Vacation.
Being like be a not to have a long vacation, have an infinite vacation.
Vacation. Yeah.
Like seriously, I mean seriously, like Steppenwolf has an army of parademons. The littlest thing what you can do is basically find an island on Earth, create his own stronghold, and try to become a kingpin or something.
Yeah. That would be that would be uh that would be a movie. That would definitely be one type of movie. Just be like, okay, so I need you to to smuggle me some Green Lantern rings.
Oh my god, I mean, the one thing the Zack Snyder didn't get wrong is that Steppenwolf was very loyal to Darkseid.
Yeah.
He was extremely loyal to him, and even though he made a mistake, he really wanted to go back, because he's saying himself, I fall into my knees. Let me take a vow to him, then I may come home, and I mean, like even through that, you can see even though he's bowing to the sun, not the Darkseid, to the sun, he's so desperate, to basically make a vow to Darkseid so he can come home, to be part of his Darkseid elite again. In the same time, it was so sad. It was so sad, how much he felt, and how much loyal he was, because he was doing all of this, just for him, because just like the Star said, for Darkseid, Steppenwolf the same for Darkseid, But I will tell you this: some people here's the thing. Some people were complaining, that the Justice League had a really hard time, against Steppenwolf. And when in the actual cut, when Superman appeared, he kicked the shit out of him, literally. And people were crapping about it. Okay, Superman showed up, and basically Steppenwolf is basically he's basically a bitch, in a way. And he's and people were crapping about it. But when you see the Zack Snyder's Justice League version, I'm like, where's the bleeding difference? I was like, even here, I mean, seriously, you have Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Superman playing like a beach ball thing with him. They're literally on the beach, and Steppenwolf is the ball. They were literally throwing him like a beach ball. I was like, where's the difference? Where's the bleeding difference? But I will tell you, I will tell you this, Karen, Steppenwolf had so much more to do. One of my favorite scenes of Steppenwolf was with the Atlanteans, when he was trying to question where the mother box was.
Yeah, yeah.
That scene, even showed you, like I said, it showed you how hard it was for him to find the mother boxes, how much he was trying. And not only that, that scene, when he realized they found the anti-life equation, because at first when he was dropping the axe on the ground, I was like, what the hell this Omega symbol means? And then he said he Darkseid was finding the ultimate weapon, and I was like, oh my god, the anti-life equation, because basically the anti-life equation is basically Thanos Thanos's Darkseid's version of the Infinity Stones, basically.
Yeah.
Thanos and Marvel had the Infinity Stones. Well, in the comic books, they're called the Infinity Gems. He wants the Infinity Stones, and Darkseid is on the search for the anti-life equation. The only difference is, if we're going to talk movie-wise, the difference is that Thanos was trying to kill Half-Life in the universe, so he can basically make sure that no planet goes extinct. But when it comes to Darkseid, he wants the anti-life equation so he can rule the entire universe. Because the anti-life equation is basically this mathematical. Do you know the anti-life equation?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So anyone who doesn't know, I'm just going to say, for anyone who doesn't know what the anti-life equation is, it is basically a mathematical formula that basically takes away all the free will from every single being in the universe, and basically being a obedient dog on a leash to the person or being who has the anti-life equation.
Has it ever been fully used before?
No, it was never used before. In when it comes to the screen thing, When it comes
I
to
meant in comics.
it did a few times. It did, but not too much, but like a few times.
Hmm.
And like I said, like it's like basically, because in this universe you have the life equation, and you have the anti-life equation. Like life equation gives you free will, the anti-life equation takes it away. And that's basically what Darkseid wants. Like he wants it so he can rule the entire universe. Because and let me just say one thing. Thanos, they try to humanize him as much as possible, to make him relatable. But Darkseid, you can't humanize him at all. You can't, because he is supreme evil. He has no mercy, no compassion, no humanity, nothing. Seriously, if Darkseid existed in the real world, he will be one of the most notorious conquerors in history, like even more worse than Genghis Khan or Attila. Just saying.
That sounds pretty insane.
Yeah, it is. And basically, and by the way, I would just want to say one thing. The Steppenwolf's fate, when it comes to, being decapitated and all that.
Yeah.
But I just want to say this very quickly. Wonder Woman being the one who actually given the final blow was actually satisfying. And also it seemed fair for her, because especially when Steppenwolf's first destination was Themyscira, when he did to the Amazons. So it was fair that she would be the one to finish him off. But I will say this, the decapitation thing, I kind of already knew that. Because when Zack Snyder was posting on Twitter and Instagram like some story points and like some of the things that he would do with some characters, and one of them was basically showing how Steppenwolf would have died. So I kind of knew that.
Yeah.
But still, like landing on Darkseid's feet, that was like such a strong message to Darkseid. And the thing is, Darkseid didn't even care. He stopped the head and squashed it. Like it was nothing. And the hard part is, Steppenwolf is actually Darkseid's uncle.
Yeah, how does that work if Darkseid has wait, Darkseid is the uncle of Steppenwolf or vice versa?
No, even in the Zack Snyder's version, he's the uncle of Darkseid.
Then how come Darkseid has jurisdiction over him?
Because of his power. Because he's way more stronger than him. He's on Apocalypse, he's literally a god on Apocalypse.
Dang, you just exile your own uncle, man.
Yeah, but the son said you betrayed him, your own family, and that's one thing I love when he said your own family. Like I love that line, and I mean, like I said, like even though look, Steppenwolf was one of the strongest members of the Darkseid elite, and I know he was the general of the Paradigm's army, but even then, he is nothing compared to Darkseid's power. Like he's not stronger than him. Just saying. So overall, I just like I don't have much to say about Steppenwolf. Only that he was a way more better villain that he was in the theatrical version. Kieran Hyde did an amazing job in his portrayal, and he gave me a very, very Shakespearean vibe.
Steppenwolf. Yeah, I did see that. Very poetic.
Yeah, especially between the Desaad and Steppenwolf's like conversation. But I will tell you this: I love that scene where Darkseid appeared, and the armor fell off his head. Like he was like literally shitting his pants, and like he was like, "My lord," and he literally like bowed to him immediately. I'm your humble servant. Oh my god! And the way how he was shocked when he said, "You come to Earth." And the thing is how the tables have turned, because when Darkseid found out that he found the anti-life equation, he was like, all right, I'll give you a chance to redeem yourself. Get the third mailbox, make the unity, when I come to Earth, and you'll come back with us. Like, okay, I'll give you one more shot. And even though the Sad, even in the end, he's like, I told you, Steppenwolf would fail. Like, even then, like, he was like, he knew that he would fail. Like, even knew, like, I told you, Darkseid, Steppenwolf's a pussy. And I will tell you this, the Sun had a lot of balls to tell that to Darkseid. I mean, like, seriously. He literally looked at him and he said, I told you, Steppenwolf will fail. Like, I told you. And you said that to Darkseid's face. Like, you have to have a lot of balls to do that. Yeah, but again, I can say it multiple times, but I really have to applaud Kerr Hines, like, in his portrayal. Like, he was really amazing. I mean, it's highly unlikely that he will see this podcast, but if he sees it, I would just simply say, Kerr Hines, well done, well done. Like, your performance was brilliant, and I'm like Zack Snyder made no mistake casting you. Like, you were really great.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, for short, Darkseid. I'll be short with him.
Okay.
Every scene that he was in, he dominated. He was a presence.
Yes.
And that night and that history lesson, where he was actually the one leading the invasion, it was way better than the theatrical version when they replaced him with Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
Like, it was way better. Actually, I would say this. I was even thinking that maybe they will add Steppenwolf to be with him, during that invasion. I'm telling you, man, and oh my God, the battle sequence of that history lesson were just simply amazing. And that Green Lantern scene was way better.
So, do you think that was an actual alien, or do you think it was an Earth monkey?
No, it was an actual alien.
It would have been like so cool though if it was like an Earth monkey.
It would be, yeah, like a Neanderthal / monkey thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be cool. Also, by the way, did you notice the face of Eris?
Oh, was it David Thewlis?
Yeah, his face was CGI'd on the guy's body.
So I saw him. I saw his name in the credits. I'm like, I don't see him anywhere.
Yeah, because one thing you have to remember: Zack Snyder was part of the storytellers of the first Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah, that's what I did here. He was a producer.
Yeah, but also he also did the story alongside the others, and so basically having the guy who played Eris in this little scene basically makes you think like this everything is connected. Mm-hmm. Everything is connected, and so I want to say this: there was actually a nice touch, to see his face, because at first I was like, no, is that really him? And I was looking a little bit closer, and I was like, oh my God, that's him. Like, oh my God, the CGI his face. I was like, oh my God, because there were some rumors that the actor was supposed to appear in that scene. There were some rumors, and now we see that he was actually, well, kind of there, But overall, the entire sequence, like the battle sequence, with the old gods, the Amazons, the humans, the Atlanteans, that scene alone felt like that very first scene in Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, with Sauron.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it definitely has. Like I said before, it has tons of Lord of the Rings parallels.
Yeah, and some people actually were complaining that oh my God, like Darkseid was defeated so easily, and I'm like, well, let me remind you, that's a younger Darkseid. More precisely, that's Uxtas before he became Darkseid. So he's like, he's way more wild, way more, cocky, arrogant, he's way more radical. He's not that powerful, and wiser than what he is now. So he was a warrior that was a little bit unexperienced.
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm telling you right now, if they met Darkseid, the one that is now, they would all have been, all of them will be dead. All of them.
Yeah.
Mhm. So overall, I just want to say, like, Ray Porter's voice. Right now I have two Darkseids, favorite Darkseids. One is Michael Ironside as the voice of Darkseid, and now Ray Porter. Ray Porter and his voice of Darkseid was just simply perfect. He was intimidating, he was scary, dominating. Every scene he was in, he was such a presence. And so overall, fantastic portrayal of Darkseid. What do you personally think of Ray Porter as Darkseid?
It was good.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, I was kind of laughing when Darkseid said, "Ready Armada, we will use the old ways." And me and my friend were joking, like, so we're just gonna have a walk towards Earth, a long walk. We're just gonna walk there.
Yeah. I'm thinking I need to rewatch this again because it was definitely a lot to handle.
Yeah, so many information, but so many information well handled.
Yeah, that being said, I did watch by the way, I just wanted to mention this. I don't know if anybody here has watched the Justice is Gray version. I know you watched it.
I did. Yep.
Yeah, I just gotta say, seeing it in black and white is absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. That part I agree. It made me very nostalgic. It made me feel the movie's like made in the 1940s.
Yeah, that would have been great. Though, at some point we need to see a live action Justice Society movie.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. I would say right now, after seeing Stargirl, it made me wish to have a live action Justice Society of America movie way more, with the actual original members. You know, Jay Garrick, the Flash, Dr. Fate, Spectre, Johnny Thunder, Our Man, Mr. Terrific, like so many. Like, you know, like, trust me, I know the feeling. And
Yeah,
besides, we're gonna have them in Black Adam.
we are. Yeah, with Atom Smasher, Dr. Fate, Hawkman, and Cyclone. Is that correct?
Yes, Cyclone. And by the way, uh, Dwayne Johnson is fighting Warner Bros. To keep Henry Cavill as Superman.
Dope.
Yeah, because he said that he wants a match between Henry Cavill Superman and his Black Adam. He wants to have a fight.
Well, we need the Shazam first.
I think, like I'm telling you, because Black Adam is building to Shazam. So here's my guess. I know that Black Adam is coming out, you know, before Shazam, the second one, you know. But here's my guess: either my guess is Black Adam will appear in Shazam 3 as the main villain, and I think the only way he can appear in the second Shazam is either in like a post-credit scene or something like that. Mm-hmm. But anyway, where were we? What were we saying? What was I? Oh yeah, we were talking about the Justice Society thing. Yeah, like again, for now we're getting the anime movie, Justice Society World War II.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out.
Oh, definitely. You know, and well, when it comes to villains, I think we said everything.
Yes, we have. All right, so
okay, one more thing. We'll be quick, very quick.
Go ahead.
It was fun, you know. It was really great to see Granny Goodness as well.
Who?
What?
Oh, Granny Goodness, yeah.
Yeah, it was it was actually kind of funny, to see her, like, I mean, she didn't say anything, although it would be nice for her to say something, but still be there, like, it was kind of fun. It was kind of fun, Granny Goodness as well.
Oh yeah, that definitely was cool, and considering that I did read the Mr. Miracle comics.
And by the way, I just want to ask you, Because I talked to you. What did you personally thought on the CGI on the Zod, Steppenwolf, and Darkseid?
Honestly, I really liked it. There was points where it seemed really realistic.
I would say right now, like Steppenwolf and Darkseid, like there were some scenes they like really well done, But I will say when it comes to the Zod, there was a scene or two where well actually there was a scene where you can definitely feel like it's CGI.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this: I love that speech when the Darkseid gave to Steppenwolf. I have turned 100,000 worlds to dust, looking for the anti-life, looking for the ones who robbed me of my glory. I will strive across the bones with anti-life, and all of existence shall be mine. Like that speech was great and very intimidating.
Yeah.
Okay, so which character would you go first?
Hey, can we pause this for 1 second?
Okay.
So let's start with the second Adam, Ryan Choi.
Oh yeah, like remember when I told you if the Snyderverse continues working about Justice League, we will have until the end.
Yeah, you were talking about your lineup with it.
Like with all the characters that we have now, and if the Snyderverse continues the way it does, like the Atom will definitely like this sets up the Atom that not only he could have like his own movie, but also that he will become the next member of the Justice League.
And that definitely would be a interesting movie to see as well. I don't know the actor's name, but I really liked him.
I'm telling you, like I would actually give him a shot as Adam, definitely.
Yeah.
And like so, I mean, like I would say this, like his involvement with, especially with Silas Stone in Star Labs, like I think he was a really nice like addition to the overall like character like list. He was a really nice addition, But the crazy thing is, we only know his real name in the end, in the epilogue.
Yeah, Ryan Choi.
Who he is.
All right. So I think we got the Adam down.
Yeah. So again, like I mean, first, what did you thought of his presence in the movie?
Brief but enjoyable.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, I will say this quickly, just so we can take them off the list. Lois Lane. I mean, I would say that in this movie, she actually didn't have too much to do, with the exception of bringing Superman back.
Yeah.
And although there was actually a teaser, like an Easter egg.
Yeah, the fact that she's pregnant.
Yeah, which if you know the comic books, they had a child.
Yeah, Connor.
And also, some people are saying that this could lead to injustice. You know how the injustice began.
Yeah.
With Joker killing.
Oh, Lois Lane.
Yeah, he killed Lois Lane while she was pregnant.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and basically, Superman killed the Joker in front of Batman.
Jeez.
Yeah, and Batman even tried to stop him, basically trying to say that's not what Lois wanted. So like so like they give me like few teasers, like one, the child, and the second of all, that the injustice vibe kind of give me that. Martha Kent, she was solid with the exception of that particular scene that you and I know what it is,
which ties into Martian Manhunter.
Yes, and I will tell you this: the way how she was leading the conversation with Lois Lane, I was like, what the hell is wrong with her? Like the words she's saying, like it doesn't really sound like her. And even the accent was a little bit off. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with her? And when you see the transformation, I was like, oh, I get it. Like it's Martian Manhunter. And
Which he was actually set up in Man of Steel.
he was, because he was the general that was part of that the army that was trying to hunt down Superman.
Yeah.
And I will tell you right now, that credit scene with Bruce Wayne and Martian Manhunter was actually really good.
It had like a very optimistic feel to it for a very somber movie.
But one more thing, did you notice Ben Affleck was a little bit thinner in that scene?
It must have definitely been a reshoot then.
Like this must be definitely not a reshoot, a new scene that Zack Snyder added.
Yeah, that's why that's what I said.
But overall, Martian Manhunter only had 2 scenes in this movie, but overall, I think like both scenes were really powerful.
Yeah.
And also really meaningful to the overall story. And I will tell you this, overall, his design, he looked great.
Yeah, that's what I think so.
And it also sets even him up as one of the next members of Justice League.
Yeah. I'm telling you, and you told me about that roster that you want to start up, and I'm telling you, I think it's going to be a good. I think if they were to do that, if they were to do a Justice League 2 and 3, especially 3, that would be a heck of a trilogy.
And here's the thing, before we wrap this up, I just want to tell you, even though a lot of people right now, they're starting, hashtag restore the Snyderverse, because, Ann Sarnoff, the CEO of Warner Bros., she said, okay, like that's it, no more Snyderverse, like we're stopping. And basically that's how the hashtag thing happened. And, but I will tell you this, here's my prediction. I think either the fans again will win, I think, or number 2, the AT&Ts that are basically the people above her and Sarnoff, and also the Zack Snyder Justice League, views and how much it became a hit and all that. I'm telling you, I think that all these elements will push her, basically saying, no, we're gonna do it, because there's no way because Zack Snyder said it ended with a cliffhanger, and it does end with a cliffhanger with a lot of them. And I'm telling you, I have a feeling that, I'm not saying right now, but I have a feeling in a few months, I think she could change her mind. I think she will change her mind, and I think it won't be her. I think they will push her to do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Even I don't know if they'll be able to do that in live action, but maybe even like an animated sequel. That would be definitely interesting.
Yeah, here's the thing, because not only AT&Ts, I think they'll be profitable if they continue the Snyderverse, but also HBO Max is also, they want it, to be intact.
Yeah.
Because I heard some stories, that HBO Max actually, they want Ben Affleck to stay as Batman, and they want him to do, that story against Deathstroke. They want him to do that. And not only that, like Dwayne Johnson supports the Restore the Snyderverse, and even Joe Manganiello supports the Restore the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
And after what he said about the Batman movie, I'll be like, oh my God, like I really want to see that. Because here's the thing. I'm just jumping to the Lex Luthor Deathstroke scene.
Yeah.
That scene, the way how Zack Snyder handled it was actually pretty good.
It was definitely good. And
it was definitely good. Like it really sets up, future storyline with the Batman.
Yeah, which is, they now know Bruce Wayne's identity, so it would definitely be something kind of, emotional there.
Yeah, because Deathstroke said like why he wants to kill the Batman, without any, without any price, whatever, and Deathstroke said it's personal, because because just like in the comic books, Deathstroke always found, Batman, like a worthy opponent, someone, who he needs to beat, because, basically, Deathstroke, because that's why Deathstroke said, it's personal, because, because Deathstroke and Batman always have this rivalry, like, like who is the best, who's gonna beat who's way more smarter, who's way more stronger, so like that I think that's the basis behind the personal thing, because I remember like Sloop said, let me guess, an eye for an eye, because of the eye patch thing, but I don't think in this story, I don't think Zack Snyder will plan, like, oh, Batman took away his eye. I don't think he was planning to do that. He's actually far more deeper, because John Manganiello explained that Deathstroke, basically in the movie, not only was trying to prove Batman that he's someone who is actually on his level, but also, he was actually targeting like his private life, his industry, his finances, like he was destroying everything and killing everyone he loved. Basically, he said he was trying to put Batman in a corner to basically prove him that, that he's better than him, and Batman realizing that he actually faced someone who's on his level.
Yeah, exactly.
But I will tell you this scene was great. But I still love that scene in the theatrical cut where he says, shouldn't we have a league of our own?
Like I freaked out. I'm like, holy crap, that's the Legion of Doom or Injustice League or
exactly. And I was like, I think like for a Justice League movie, I think that this would be perfect for like the second movie, basically the Justice League versus the Legion of Doom. Recruiting all the villains, Lex Luthor, Deathstroke, Black Manta, Joker, Cheetah, like basically, and Black Adam, recruiting all of them, and basically facing the Justice League. I think that'll be really, really great. But even what he sets up here was pretty good as well.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I had to talk about this. The nightmare sequence.
Honestly, it was kind of beautiful in a way.
Not only beautiful, but the sequence, but the conversation between Batman and Joker, that was like, I'm telling you, Peyton, I was shedding tears and I was geeking out because that was one of the best Joker Batman confrontations I've seen. And Jared Leto, like, well, personally, I'm one of the few people who like this version of the Suicide Squad. I like this version of the Suicide Squad.
I liked what we got, but I'm feeling that he had more of an actual performance there, like because the movie was like so cut, like so edited, so.
Yeah, and oh my God, like that. But again, that scene where the scene where with Deathstroke, Mara, and the Flash and Cyborg being part of the Resistance, like that's all great. And by the way, it was also really great to see the Flash in the future Nightmare like suit, where he, the one he used to go back in time. That was actually pretty good. But that the sequence between Batman and Joker, that for me was my favorite part, because especially when he told him like when Harley where basically Joker was like roasting him and saying like oh, he knows about losing someone, like a father, like a mother, and he's like, be careful what you're gonna say next. And he's like, like an adopted son. Like he was literally putting salt on his like wounds, like oh my God, like from like that, like not only simply roasting him, but even when Batman said, when Harley Quinn was like with her dying breath, when hey,
All right.
So I was saying like when he was saying that Harley Quinn she was like with her dying breath, she told him like to kill the Joker slowly, and during that part when Batman said, "And make sure I'm gonna fucking kill you," like that F-bomb was like deserved. Like, like it was like oh my god, like the way how
It was
Ben
emotional.
Affleck talking. What?
It was definitely emotional there.
Oh yeah, and during that scene, the people who actually hated Jared Leto's Joker in Suicide Squad, if they hate him, I'm telling you right now, this scene alone is a redemption. I'm telling you, because in this sequence, I think people who hate him will love him because he was really good as Joker. He was really, really good. And in this sequence, the ah, 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 like that laugh was actually way more earned, you know? And so like I loved it. I love that nightmare sequence, the way how it ended with like evil Superman. Now I have a personal question for you. Like because Zack Snyder said that he did actually some new storyboards for Justice League 2. He confirmed that. So I wanted to ask you, if Justice League 2 happens, do you think we will get the nightmare sequence storyline or something else?
I think we could possibly get like some type of like dream sequence, and that would kind of expand it more. Also, it was interesting seeing kind of the lineup there.
Yeah, I mean, like seriously, like you have Batman, Cyborg, Flash, Mara, Deathstroke, and Joker. Even Deathstroke said, like, do we really have to take him along? Like Joker because of him being crazy, that. But honestly, here's the thing: if the Batman and Zack Snyder like Batman happens, like I really want to also see Jared Leto's Joker as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would definitely be something. And it was cool seeing like just kind of this apocalypse kind of point of view. By the way, it was awesome seeing the Flash in his armor. Like I love that armor in BVS. I'm like, well, what is it? Like what's going on with it? I'm like, oh, like now it's all good. Like I, you know, as kind of cheesy as that scene was, I really liked that scene in BVS. Like, bros, Lois, she's the key. That's like it's like kind of like a Back to the Future type.
It is in a way. It is in a way a throwback, but now with the Zack Snyder's Justice League, it actually like it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because when we watched BBS, we were like, what the hell was that scene? Was either a dream or something else? But now after seeing this movie, it makes sense, and how it's all connected.
Yeah.
But
I definitely think it's some type of alternate timeline or something like that. But I'm definitely curious now to see how Bruce has that for his dreams. Like, do you think like he's some type of chosen one or?
I don't know, because even remember there are two things. One, he was talking to Wonder Woman about Superman being back, and also talking that the Flash told him that Lois was the key, and all of that. Like he said he had a dream that is more like a premonition, not like a dream, And the second thing is, remember what the Joker said during the discussion: how many timelines you need to break. So that means they had a few tries. They had actually a few. They had a few chances to fix the timeline, and they always screwed up.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah. So, do you think we said everything?
I think we said everything, but overall, I just you want to give just
our final verdict. Our
final verdict. I'm on Letterboxd. I gave this 4 stars out of 5 because I did have a few issues there and there, but overall, this was absolutely gorgeous. It was definitely an emotional ride, just seeing all these characters kind of coming together. And it's definitely something that we should have got in the last Justice League movie, well, in the theatrical version, but it definitely it was so good. And I just gotta say to Zack Snyder, congratulations on getting your full vision out there. This was this was definitely a fun ride, and thank you. Thank you for this experience, and I hope I get to see something DC related from you again.
That was a really nice speech.
Thank you.
Yeah. By the way, I usually rate 1 to 10. So how would you rate the movie from 1 to 10?
Probably a solid 8.
Okay. So for my version, from 1 to 10, I know maybe my rating will change after seeing it for a second time, but for now, it's crazy. But I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 for me, because everything about it was just simply pure epic. Because just like everyone described this movie and described it with the rightful reason, it was epic. Everything about it was great. The character journeys, the storyline, the emotions, the humor landed perfectly. The team up was great. The chemistry they had with each other was great when it comes to Justice League. The villains are great. The supporting characters are great. The nightmare sequence was beautiful. The dialogue was perfect. Like the way how it ended, like it was just simply a roller coaster ride of emotions, action, and like so many great elements, you know. So like I still think like this is my favorite DC Extended Universe movie I've ever seen. And also this for you will be debatable, but for me, it is one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen. And so just like you, Zack Snyder, what you did was fantastic. You really are a visionary, and like the way how he does it, the movies, like he's really ahead of his time. And I'm really hoping to see more of the DC Extended Universe projects that you do. And I'm really hoping the Snyderverse continues. And again, to everyone, like the actors, the crew behind it, Deborah Snyder, Zack Snyder, everyone, congratulations. And
yeah, thank you to all of you.
And big applause to Ray Fisher. You know, like he was really fantastic. His portrayal was Cyborg was amazing. You really deserve all the praises. So overall, everyone.
Yeah, I know Ray has been having. Sorry, I just wanted to say this real quick. Then you can. I hope I'm not interrupting or anything like that. I probably am, but I just wanted to say, Ray, I know you, and I know you're probably not watching this, but Ray, I know you've been going through a tough time with Joss Whedon. You know, I give you all your applause for not going through that, but yeah, go ahead.
So I just want to say, like, fantastic job to everyone, you know, and like a 10 out of 10 for me. Like, it's a really great movie.
Yeah, it's pretty dang good as well. So, thank you for everybody. I know this was probably a really long podcast. Our podcasts are usually really long, but we got a lot to say, and hopefully we'll be able to do some more next few episodes. We're going to be talking actually about comics. We're going to be talking, you know, all about comic book fandom and our favorite comics and whatnot. We're really, really, really wanting to do a Invincible episode. Like, we love Invincible. We really want to do that. And as well as Falcon and the Winter Soldier and upcoming content in general. So make sure you follow us on social media. Follow me on the Perch Network, Instagram, Facebook. I'm going to make a Twitter soon. Alan, he is the Lord of Shadows. Make sure you subscribe to him on YouTube. He makes some good videos, and he's going to be coming out with some more soon. So, I'm sorry. Dr. Shadow.
Now that's more like it.
Yeah. All right. So, from us at the Pow Bang Podcast, I am the panel protector.
And I am Dr. Shadow.
Thank you, everybody. Take care.